A student asked me, how do you actually bring together your philosophy into your beliefs, into that universe that you build to get people to come to you, right? So, how do you pull and not push? And obviously, this is a long game and it takes time to brew. But in some of the other videos a few days ago, I mentioned universe building. And a big part of universe building has to do with your philosophy. So, as a business owner, as a writer, one of the things that I do that stemmed from me joining a coaching program, which sort of worked, but I wasn't happy every day that I went there because it taught me things that didn't sit well with me, was actually get out a piece of paper and write down the pluses and the minuses of what that program was giving me. So for example, it was teaching me how to get better at sales calls, how to send DMs, how to do follow-ups, how to have this grande, irresistible offer. And, I don't want to talk badly of it in any way because it does work, but it didn't work for me. I was somebody who wanted to write, who wanted to never send DMs, to get inbound. I had a list, I had an audience, I already had an offer that was believable, not irresistible. I didn't want to sort of stack the value. So then on that piece of paper, I wrote the pluses and the minuses, and I suddenly realized that this is what I believe in on the business side. And then I also wrote what I believe and didn't believe on the life side. So for example, I had a list of non-negotiables, and those non-negotiables were having dinner with my wife, moving or exercising every day, leaving white space on my calendar. And in doing so, that became my own personal philosophy, which then followed a model that I used to build my own business. And in doing that, I found that other people around me were attracted to the same sort of belief system and philosophy that I intertwined with the universe that I was trying to build. And obviously there's fun stuff in that universe, like watermelons, which are the fruit that I love, and Crocs, which are the shoes that I hate. And intertwining the philosophy piece and the universe and the fun stuff created this entire thing that people wanted to latch into. So how on earth did I then grab all of this and bring it to the forefront of my content? Like, what I do when I write is I deliberately have that piece of paper. I've actually got it as an Instagram post. I'll drop it in the comments below for you to see. And when I'm writing, I'm like, okay, which part of this piece of paper can I bring in as the philosophy, as the model? Which part of my universe items, like the watermelons, the Crocs, my cats and dogs as the sub-characters, can I also bring in? But I think of them as sprinkles on a cake. They're not the actual cake. They're the sprinkles that I add, or the cherry on top of the work that I do. So for example, if I'm talking about, let's make something up, getting inbound leads through LinkedIn by writing, I will give the strategy, I will show the insight of how to do it. And maybe in there, I'm going to add one of my universe building exercises where in doing so, I don't have to chase leads in the DMs. I can enjoy a watermelon bowl in my kitchen. So then that just ties in the little sprinkle. It makes people laugh. Or for example, what I could have done is say, people who wear Crocs send DMs. People who eat watermelon do inbound, right? And then get people to have a laugh. Now, on the belief side of things, I could have written the exact same post, like kind of getting inbound leads through writing, which then gets you into a Google Doc, whereas before it would get you into a sales call. So when you write, or I call it power writing to shift beliefs, you get inbound leads that are sold through text in a Google Doc without the need for sales calls. And then I spend all that saved time eating lots of watermelon. So tiny little sprinkles over time actually help people realize that that is the philosophy. That's the reason that you do what you do. And another thing that I sort of bring in that I forgot to mention is the low stress one person business model, right? So I attack people that I call sales bros or scale bros, because these are the people who want to build big teams, right? And I've got nothing against that. I just do it as a philosophy, as a belief system, as a universe. So then I attract people who want to have a low stress, high MRR business without having to scale big teams. And all of a sudden, time and time again, sprinkle by sprinkle, you kind of weave that into your content with these little elements. So I hope that was useful for you today.